Ryan posts a picture from a boat in Miami on a Saturday afternoon. You're in your apartment eating a sandwich when you see it. 14 people from college in that photo. Someone holding a bottle of something expensive. Ryan at the front, grinning, arm around a girl, sunglasses that cost more than your car payment. You like the photo. You put your phone down. You finish your sandwich. Your bank account has $812 in it. It's 2017. You're 23 years old. Your coworker Marcus just leased a new Audi. He mentioned it every day for a week. The leather, the sound system, the monthly payment, he said like it was a flex instead of a bill. When he asked what you drove and you told him, a 2010 Civic with a dent above the rear wheel, he did that nod. The one that means he stopped listening. Last month, your college friends organized a bachelor party in Las Vegas. 4 days. You told them you had a work thing. You didn't have a work thing. You had $340 and a lease you were already behind on. Your ex-girlfriend started dating someone who takes her to Europe. You know because of Instagram. You check Instagram more than you should. You're not poor, you know that. But you also know what it feels like to sit at the table and sense, somehow, that everyone else got a different set of cards, and nobody told you the decks weren't the same. That feeling is going to do one of two things to you. It's going to make you bitter, or it's going to make you obsessed. For you, it makes you obsessed. It's a Tuesday night in June of 2017. You can't sleep. You're on your phone at 1 a.m. reading about Bitcoin. You've heard of it. Everyone's heard of it at this point. It's $6,000 a coin. You don't have $6,000, but you read enough to understand you don't need $6,000. You put in 600. Your hands are shaking a little. Not because it's a lot of money. It's most of what you have, but it's not a lot. But because it feels like doing something, finally, in a life that has felt lately like watching other people do things. The next morning, you check your phone before your alarm goes off. It went up $40 overnight. You check it again in the bathroom at work between meetings. You check it before bed. You check it so many times the app is in your hand before you're fully aware you picked up your phone. This is not investing yet. This is a feeling. And the feeling is, maybe. By December, that maybe has turned into something louder. Bitcoin hits $19,000. You're at the company Christmas party, eggnog in hand, Marcus telling a story about his Audi's heated seats, and you check your phone under the table. Your $600 is worth $3,200. You put your phone back in your pocket. You laugh at Marcus's story. Nobody at this party knows. Then December 18th happens, and you are about to learn the most important lesson of your life, the hard way. It doesn't fall all at once. It falls like a slow leak. Every day you think it found the bottom. Every day it hasn't. By February, it's back to 8,000. You're almost even. Then 6, then 4. Then in December 2018, 1 full year after the peak, Bitcoin sits at $3,200. Your position is worth around $400. The worst part isn't the money. The worst part is Marcus. Because at some point in the fall, when Bitcoin was still around 7,000 and you thought the recovery was coming, you mentioned it at lunch. Just once. Casually. Like you were sharing a piece of news. He told someone. It got around. By December, you are the guy in the office who lost money on Bitcoin. There's a joke about it at the holiday party. You smile at the joke. You go home and you stare at the ceiling. Ryan posts pictures from a ski trip. You scroll past it without stopping. You do not sell your Bitcoin.
You get a new job, $42,000 a year. Better than before, but not by much.
You read every book on investing you can find. You listen to podcasts on your lunch break while everyone else goes out. Marcus and two other guys go to a steakhouse for someone's birthday. They invite you. You say you have a thing. You don't have a thing. You have a peanut butter sandwich and a podcast about compound interest and a growing, quiet sense of purpose that you couldn't explain to anyone without sounding insane. You open a second account, just for investing, and set up an automatic transfer. $400 a month. Every month. No matter what. Your friend group chat has 47 unread messages one afternoon. You forgot to respond for 3 days. A girl named Kayla, who you went to college with, texts you separately. You good? Feel like you disappeared. You are good. You're just somewhere else in your head most of the time now. You take her out twice. She's great, but she notices you always pick the cheaper place, that you never mention what you're doing with your money, that there's something a little unreachable about you. She doesn't call it a flaw exactly. She just stops texting back. You go home and put another $400 into the market. Bitcoin, meanwhile, has quietly climbed back to $7,000. Nobody is talking about it anymore. That part you like. March 2020. The world stops. The market falls off a cliff. People are losing jobs. Marcus comes to the water cooler looking genuinely pale, saying he might need to pull from his 401k. The whole office has the energy of a waiting room. Everyone's scared. You are scared too, but for a completely different reason. Because you've been reading and studying and watching for 3 years, and everything you believe is telling you that this moment, this exact moment of total panic, is the moment. And the question is whether you're going to do something or spend the rest of your life knowing you saw it and did nothing. You sell your car. Your mom calls when she finds out. Long pause on the line. You sold your car? How are you getting to work? You tell her Uber for now. Another pause. Are you okay? You tell her you're fine. She doesn't sound convinced. You take every dollar from your savings account, $22,000, and you put it into Bitcoin at just over $5,000 a coin. You also find a small token called Solana, trading at 60 cents, and you put $6,000 in. You close your phone. You order an Uber to work. You eat your lunch at your desk. You feel terrified and completely alive at the same time. Here's what 2021 felt like from the inside. In February, your crypto is worth more than you've ever made in a year. In April, more than you've made in 3 years combined. You're not sleeping right. Not because of stress, because of a feeling you don't have a word for. Like standing at the edge of something enormous in the dark, not knowing how close the edge actually is. The friend group chat, which had been quiet about crypto since the 2018 crash, suddenly explodes back to life. Ryan sends a link about Bitcoin. Marcus texts, "Okay, I'm finally getting in," with 3 rocket emojis. Your college roommate David says he put his tax return into Dogecoin. You read the messages. You don't respond. You are already somewhere they haven't arrived at yet. By October, your Solana position alone, the $6,000 you put in at 60 cents, is worth over $2 million. You find out on a Tuesday at 6 p.m. You're sitting on the edge of your bed. You read the number twice. You put your phone face down on the mattress. You sit there for a while. You go to work the next morning. Marcus tells everyone he's up 40% on Bitcoin. He says it like he built something. You make a cup of coffee. You say, "That's great, man." You sit down at your desk. Nobody in your life knows that you are sitting on more money than any of them will earn in the next 15 years. And then it does what it always does. By the end of 2022, the whole market has collapsed. Bitcoin is down 70%. Solana, which hit $260, is now trading at $8. The The same group chat that had rocket emojis in it 10 months ago has gone completely quiet. David lost most of what he put in. Ryan posted something vague about learning experiences. Marcus stopped mentioning his portfolio entirely. He also stopped mentioning the Audi. You are down enormous amounts of money on paper. Your Solana position, which touched over $2 million, is worth a fraction of that. It should feel devastating. But here's the thing about going through 2018 alone, in the dark, watching something you believed in crater while people made jokes about it at the Christmas party. You already know what this feels like. You already know how to sit with it. You buy more at the bottom, quietly, while everyone around you has decided crypto is finished. January 10th, 2024. The SEC approves the first Bitcoin ETF in U.S. history. Marcus sends a link to the group chat at 8 a.m. This is it, boys. You're eating breakfast when you see it. You finish your eggs, you drive to work. Bitcoin climbs through 50,000, 60, 73,000 by March. Solana runs back above 200. Your Nvidia position, which you loaded up on quietly in 2022 when the AI boom was still just a rumor, has multiplied several times over. You sell portions, carefully, methodically. You pay the taxes. You move things around. You do this alone, at night, with spreadsheets, the same way you've done everything. One afternoon at work, Greg pulls you into his office. He has good news. They're promoting you to senior coordinator. $63,000 a year. He delivers it like he's handing you something that will change your life. You thank him genuinely. You mean it. You sign the paperwork. You go back to your desk. You open your phone. The number is $11,400,000. You close your phone. You finish the report you were working on. It's 2026. You're 32 years old. You make $58,000 a year. They adjusted everyone down after a restructure. You drive a 2019 Civic. You bring your lunch. Your net worth crossed $12 million 6 weeks ago on a Wednesday between a status call and a Slack message about inventory delays. Marcus asked you at lunch last week if you ever thought about getting back into crypto. Said he felt like he missed the whole thing. You told him you dabbled a little bit years ago, nothing serious. He nodded, told you he really should have held on in 2021. You said, yeah, probably. You ate your sandwich. Ryan is doing well. He bought a house, posts about his kid now more than vacations. You're genuinely happy for him. The jealousy you felt at 23 looking at that boat photo, it's completely gone. Not because you won, but because somewhere along the way, you stopped measuring. Kayla got married last year. You saw it on Instagram. You liked the photo. You meant it. Your mom still calls on Sundays. She still asks when you're going to buy a place. You tell her soon. She asks if you're eating enough. You tell her you are. You just had a turkey sandwich. There's a version of this story where the point is the $12 million. But that was never really the point. The point is what happened to you somewhere in that long, boring, lonely middle. The $400 a month transfers, the Uber to work, the podcasts on lunch breaks, the group chats you didn't respond to, the Christmases where you smiled at the jokes. You were building something that had no shape yet, no proof, nothing to show anyone, and you kept building it anyway. Right now, somewhere, someone your age is looking at their bank account and looking at someone else's Instagram and feeling that exact feeling you felt on that Saturday afternoon in 2017 with the sandwich and the boat photo.